Welcome everyone, and opening remarks, we'll start with you, Jody.
Thank you. Good evening, my name is Jody Geenan, and I am the only new candidate running for school board and asking for your vote on April 7th. My husband and I have resided in West Bend for 24 years, raising 3 wonderful daughters who graduated from West Bend West. I actively volunteer and work with youth of all ages through church, school, and many other organizations, including in the past I've been a service area coordinator for Girl Scouts. So school board is a natural progression of my interest for developing youth into good citizens. Thank you, Craig Farrell and the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this forum. Thank you, taxpayers and all citizens who take your responsibility to vote seriously. I am running for school board because I want high-quality, truth and fact-based education that is affordable to the taxpayers and rigorous enough to prepare our students for tech schools, the military, college, and life. Our school board should also be accountable and transparent. We have had 3 superintendents in the last 4 years and are in the process of hiring the 4th. I want to be a part of finding the best superintendent who will plant deep roots in our community and stay. And I really don't think we should be paying the superintendent more than we pay the governor. We need a strong voice for the referendum that's being aimed for November to replace the referendum that was voted down last April, because the new referendum appears to be more elaborate and expensive at this time. But most importantly, the school district seems to be trying to water down Policy 615, disclosure of financial and total cost of all referenda, because they don't want the public to clearly understand the significant interest, cost, and total costs. I will ask probing questions the current board is missing when it comes to approving new grading systems and curriculum. For example, when grading for learning was introduced to the board for approval for grades K through 12.
Thank you. Nancy.
Good evening, I'm Nancy Justman, running for my 2nd term on school board. I've been in West Bend for 23 years. I have 3 wonderful daughters who also have attended the West Bend School District, starting at McLean, moving through Silverbrook, moving through Badger, and now West Bend West. I've had the opportunity to serve as PTO president, volunteered at probably hundreds of events, including broad fries and ice cream socials and whatnot. When I ran for school board, I had many grandiose plans of changing the world, and I think as many people who run for public office find out that it's very easy to be an armchair quarterback in your own home and guess what might be going on and how you can fix it quicker and better than anyone else. But when you get to the table, you find out there's a lot more involved. Every single day, we're responsible for over 6,000 students, and there is no quick and easy fix to anything. So as you wonder about referendum and curriculum and all the other items out there, it is a learning curve. So I think there's still much work to be done, and I ask for your support on April 7th.
Thank you. Joel?
Thanks, Craig. Thanks to the Chamber for hosting us tonight. My name is Joel Longert. I am also running for my 2nd term on the school board. The past 2 years, my fellow board colleagues voted me to be the president of the board, in which I'm very, very honored. It's been an honor to serve on the board. I, like Nancy, had grandiose ideas of restoring our school district to excellence, and I think we are well on our path to doing that. But I think we've also accomplished a lot in the past 3 years that Nancy, Tani, and I have served on the board. The very first thing that we promised was that we were going to reduce the amount of standardized tests that our students take. And shortly after being elected to the board, we got rid of the old Galileo testing system and replaced it with the STAR testing system, which drastically reduced the amount of time our students spend on standardized tests. We've also balanced the budget. We've actually reduced the budget. We took $2 million out of our school district budget last year. We're in the process of taking $1.8 million out of the budget this year. We've reduced the number of administrators in our main office. We laid, unfortunately, but in order to keep a balanced budget, we had to lay off teaching coaches, curriculum coordinators, and unfortunately this summer we're going to lay off roughly 13 classroom teachers. So I tell you all of that because it is tough, as those of you in the room who serve know, but we are holding true to the conservative values of our community. We are also moving the district forward and graduating some of the smartest students And we're extremely proud of that, and we are extremely proud of what we offer in the classroom that our neighboring school districts don't. So now is the time to keep stability on the board, and look forward to serving as a second-term board member. Thank you.
Tommy?
Thanks, Craig, and thanks for everyone for being here, taking time out of your evenings. My name's Tawny Schmidt, and I've lived in West Bend for 21 years, and I'm the co-owner of Delta Defense. I've been very fortunate and blessed to start a business from 0 employees to 323 currently, and we're still growing. So it's very important to me that all kids in the area get an education, not just ones that can go to public school. I'm sorry, private school. I feel a sense of responsibility to give back to the community that's done so much for us, and I would be honored to serve another term. Thank you.
Thank you. First question goes to you, Nancy. How does the school board measure if its goals and strategies are being executed and accomplished?
Well, the school district itself has a strategic plan that we continue to monitor and measure our success through. I think we also measure our success through our student success, so we look at graduation rates. We certainly look at the DPI rating that our school receives and how we can enhance that or improve upon that. I think we also measure major activities within the district. So for instance, the referendum, although it failed, as I've stated before, the problems that exist in our school districts with aging facilities is not going away. So while the referendum failed, we need to measure our success in the future to decide how we're going to strategically attack, and I use the word attack purposely, these aging buildings that we have, and how are we going to ensure that we have a long-term plan as opposed to just a short-term fix. So I think we're constantly measuring that. We looked at why the referendum failed and tried to figure out a plan for the next potential referendum that we'll be bringing. So I think it's generally working together and really just keeping each other accountable for our actions and how we act as a board.
Thank you. Joe?
Yeah, certainly our state report card is a measure of success. It's a very public measure of success. Our state report card for the West Bend School District has been improving, and but I caution you that standardized testing certainly is not the only measure of success. Another measure of success is certainly listening to what our community wants in a school district. Our community does not want to see taxes increase to pay for programming. Our tax mill rate in the West Bend School District is the lowest it has been in the past easily 15 years, if not more. Nancy and Tani and I have lowered the mill rate twice since we've been on the board to that extremely low rate. Another measure of success is living within your means, and we have a very transparent, fiscally responsible operating budget in the district, and for the first time ever, the West Bend School Board gets a monthly update on our budget. At every single regular school board meeting that we have, we get budget updates and make sure that we're living within our means, yet producing a good product for our students in the classroom. And then certainly graduation rates and making sure that our students are ready for careers, whether that's going to college first or careers, right out of high school. And we're very proud of what our students are doing. We just a couple weeks ago had a student of ours who accepted an appointment to West Point. We have another student who just received the Herb Cole Scholarship, which is an extremely competitive scholarship, and another student who's a national merit finalist. This time of year, I ramble off success stories like that all the time because they happen year after year after year. We also have several hundred students who will start in the workforce right after graduation. So making sure we put out a good product when our students leave the building is probably the ultimate measure of success.
Thank you. Tani?
I think in addition to paying attention to the state report card, as Joel and Nancy both mentioned, we also listen to the parents and teachers. We did remove Galileo as a testing platform and replace it with STAR, which the parents have told us is much easier to understand so they can track their students' progress. Another thing that we've done is we've reinstated a formal review for the superintendent. Prior to Joel, Nancy, and I being on the board, there had not been one for several years.